Good Morning Kapatid. Sa puntong ito, ladies and gentlemen, let's all welcome the beautiful Miss Universe 2023 Top 10 finalist, Michelle Marquez D!
Good morning, Kapatid!
Thank you so much for having me. It's always such a
beautiful.
pleasure.
I feel like I'm in the presence of a queen.
How
it feels.
You are in the presence.
Parang we cannot slouch.
Well,
Kanina
we're all
sabi ko
queens
napapaganon din ako eh. Kasi,
True,
grabe.
I know. Ako, ganito ako. Michelle.
you know, actually, my friends, they always get a kick out of it. Kasi pag, you know, naturally, sometimes,
Right, slouch.
lagi akong gumaganyan.
Oh, you do it.
Talaga? So, in-embody mo na. Kasi I know that, like, deep in you is parang cowboy ka lang. Sabi mo, you get down and dirty.
I love getting down and
Kaya mo
dirty.
yung ano lang, nakachinelas lang, na nakapang sporty outfit lang.
Yes, yes.
So, did all of that change since you joined?
Actually, it didn't change because of Miss Universe. I grew up on a farm in Utah.
Oh, yes.
I grew up on a farm in Utah. So doon ko talaga, that's where I found my love for adrenaline. I was ranching, I was herding cows, all of that.
Amazing!
And of
That is
course,
so nice.
that's why I really thought long and hard before joining my first international pageant because parang ang layo nung personality ko before and then now. Pero, you know, I still embody myself. It's just a few refinement, it's a performance.
You know, I think the most amazing thing about that is that kung may mga bata ngayon na nanonood at kagaya mo sila, they like to get down and dirty, get messy. And kunwari sa mga bukid natin or sa mga ano nakatira sila, ibig sabihin pwede rin
Anything
silang
is
maging
possible.
inside.
Yes, anything is possible.
Diba?
You just have to have a really good reason. Ako kasi I really strayed away from pageantry years ago until I realized that it's an amazing platform to create positive change. It's not as superficial as I grew up thinking. It's an amazing, amazing way to really change the world for the better.
So what's the biggest positive change that you want? Sorry,
Well,
dumiretso na ako sa Q&A.
it's
Hindi, sabi niyo positive. And I heard also that you were really preparing for the Q&A portion.
Oh, yes, yes.
So I guess dumiretso na ako. So what is the biggest positive change?
I mean, honestly,
coming to
for
it.
me, if my first pageant and of course the recent transition of Miss Universe didn't focus on advocacies, I really wouldn't have the energy to compete, especially for a second time around. But you know, my lifelong mission is towards individuals on the autism spectrum. I have two siblings on that spectrum, kaya it's really a lifelong mission of mine. Kaya yun talaga yung I love being the voice for all of them, championing for them, and nadala ko sila sa global stage ulit. Kaya they're also happy. I'm so excited to see all of them.
Michelle, can you please tell us more about your journey sa Miss Universe? Kasi syempre, nakikita lang natin yung mga nakikita sa TV, sa camera, di ba? How about yung mga pinagdaanan mo doon na hindi namin nakita or hindi mo pa nakakwento? Can you share with us?
Well, yung mga, ako kasi, I really made sure that I brought yung buong sambayanan along sa journey ko. So, sobrang ina-update ko sila on my social. Pero, I guess the things na hindi na nakikita is yung pagsasama-sama namin ng mga babae. You're surrounded by 85 delegates that are so passionate about what they're doing. They all have their own advocacies, they all have their own reasons. And yung pagsasama namin, na akala ng majority of the people na competitive kaming lahat, nagsasabotage, no, as in we're all so friendly, we all get to know each other so well.
very empowering.
And that's actually yun yung paborito kong aspekto ng pageant. It's really that.
Alam mo, mahal na mahal ka ng mga Pinoy. Mahal na mahal ka namin. Hindi,
True yan.
nanda mo yun na.
Nakaka-proud.
Nakaka-proud talaga kasi marami naman talagang dumadaan ng mga queens. And ako, I could tell you na si Michelle, mahal na mahal siya talaga ng mga Pinoy. Anong pakiramdam mo dun? May mensahe ka ba sa kanila?
Alam mo, hanggang ngayon, sobrang na-overwhelmed pa rin ako kasi I was one of the most bashed queens nung nanalo ako ng Miss Universe Philippines.
Dito, oo.
Dito. They had a lot to say about my performance to represent the country. Ako kasi, I tell my fans na to always spread love, kindness, and respect. Hindi talaga sila pumapatol kahit gustong-gusto nila pumatol because that's not the kind of example I want to show. So, to win their hearts, their adoration, their support through the work that I put out, that really says something about yung laban natin this year. Kasi that's all I wanted to do is to make my country proud. It wasn't just my fight kasi
Mission
it's a fight
accomplished
of
naman.
everyone.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
thank
Ito
you.
yung tanong na I'm sure hindi kasing lalim ng tanong niya.
Sorry.
Gusto nila lahat malaman. Gano'ng katagal ka nakatayo doon para isuot? Kailangan mo malaman isuot yung eroplano, yung wings. How
Ayun
long
na siya
did that
na
whole thing?
costume. Oh
It was
my
such a
gosh.
production number just to get into that outfit.
Yes, so So, grabe, I mean, that was a really big box, 57 inches, I believe, yung longest length niya. Pero, ano kasi, it's battery operated. So I had to actually assemble so many things backstage.
Ikaw yung nag-assemble.
Ako yung nag-assemble. Yeah.
Pero paano sinuot? So nakatayo ka doon?
So,
Siyempre, had a helper.
syempre, you need, the pinaka-base ng costume naman, kaya ko siya. Kasi Michael Barassi made it so easy for me to wear the main costume. Pero kailangan 2 tao yung magsuot sa akin ng wings. Because it was very heavy. Very technical also. Pero ayun, nagawa ko naman.
At hindi na pwedeng tumigil.
At hindi nasira ang aking sapatos kasi sa bigat. But that's what heels are made for.
Yeah.
But, I'm so happy for my designer Michael Barassi. I mean, it's the third best national costume award for the Philippines na sobrang feel ko naman na deserve natin.
And speaking of awards, ang dami mong hinakot na awards, sobra. In-expect mo ba yun lahat?
Hindi ko in-expect na grabe ang magiging bayanihan spirit ng Pilipinas. I really felt na we were shaking the universe talaga, na parang Pinoy kami, ito ang laban natin. And like I said, hindi ko lang siya laban. A lot of those awards kasi is because of all of you.
Right,
Kaya
the fans, no?
maraming
The
salamat.
fans, and then Voice of Change.
Voice for Change,
Voice for
yes.
Change, and then there's a carnival.
And no, the Spirit of the Carnival Award, that is chosen by the sponsor.
Okay.
A candidate that represents inclusivity, diversity, and friendship.
And
of course,
yeah.
Voice for Change, that a big part was voting, pero a big part was also the merit of the video itself. So it just meant na yung selection committee nila from Harvard, Stanford, they believe na what I was fighting for, which is inclusive work, pang gold medal finish talaga.
And then the costume. But you have to
Yes.
choose which of the 4 is the most meaningful for you and why.
For me, Voice for Change talaga. I mean, again, it's about my advocacy. I wanted, gusto ko talaga na ibalik sila sa global stage to advocate for inclusive work, to really voice out what they need, the opportunities they deserve. Kaya Voice for Change has a special place in my heart. But of course, all of them being the most awarded Miss Universe candidate ever, it's a win for the whole country.
Michelle, ganito kasi I know that a lot of support came from your fans, kami
Yes,
din, lahat ng mga Pilipino. Pero anong masasabi mo sa suporta ni Miss Melanie? Kasi I got to work with her in Only You. This was a show that we did with Angel and Sam before, and she's so lovely. I love her so much. Can I tell you, she's the life of the party.
She definitely is.
Did you
grabe.
get that from her?
The life of the... alam niyo, medyo chill nga akong tao kapag sa setting ng mga kaibigan. Ako yung natutulog sa sofa habang sila sumasayaw.
Ayun!
Nanay ko siguring sumasayaw. Ako yung
Play ng
tulog lang
music.
sa gilid.
Siya DJ.
But her support meant the world to me. Sabi ko nga, mawala na yung buong pamiwag lang siya. Siya na yung lucky charm ko. As in, umabot siya sa El Salvador ng masakit pa yung katawan niya, pero pinaglaban niya talaga. She also brought my souvenirs here, made the souvenirs and brought it to El Salvador for me. Just like what she did nung first international pageant ko. And it was so nice. Especially nung pagbalik ko, kasi hindi ko siya nakita after coronation night. It was yung airport footage na lumabas. Yun yung first time ko siyang nakita since I competed.
Grabe, siguro yung puso
Hindi
mo
ko rin
na,
siya
no?
nakita the whole time I was in El Salvador kasi bawal kami lumabas. Nakita ko lang siya sa audience. Sabi ko, ako nag-flying kasi.
Oh, kaya grabe yan, yung clip na yan, natouch ako dyan actually. Naiyak ako. Hindi ko alam kung bakit.
Hindi ko talaga siya nakita after. Very heartwarming moment.
Justin, DLSU.
Oh,
No, it's nice because a lot of the up-and-comers, a lot of the kids are
Yes,
looking at
yes.
you and really wondering how to be you po. Ako, I'm going to pick up right away on this thing that you said in one of your interviews, that it's a quote kasi that my husband always shares also with us. You quote Mahatma Gandhi, who says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in service, right?
True. Very, very true.
Sige, bakit yun ang favorite mo?
My language of love has always been service, whether it's through my friends, my family, those that are around me, my supporters, anybody that sees me as an inspiration. I want them to know that through service, you can really change the world for the better. I mean, my representation for the Philippines, act of service. Me, pagsasali sa Air Force, it's my love for the country and my service to them also. You can really, really find yourself in the act of service. And that's how I was able to find myself also. Of course, for all of those people asking how to be you, there is no rule book because you should never try to be like me. You should find your authentic voice, your authentic
Wow
self.
naman.
And that's how you
Perfect,
can shine. That's how I shined in Miss Universe.
Galing.
Is loving my individuality.
Really, really, really good message. And literal na tayo about the service, ha? Kasi kanina, Michelle, kasama namin dito yung Armed Forces of the Philippines Band. And they played for us. And syempre, nandito rin yung kanilang Colonel, si Colonel
Bon.
Ayun, si Colonel Bon Castillo.
Bon.
There she is.
Hello po.
And of course, we know your journey and we
Yes.
know that you're being a reservist is part of
Yes
the
po.
message that you want to tell. So, sila, Colonel Bon and the rest of our visitors, yes, have a message for you.
Yeah, so on behalf of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we would like to congratulate you for representing our country well. And of course, thank you also for choosing the Air Force theme as part of your costume. You really made us proud.
Thank you.
And of
thank
course,
you.
thank you also for choosing to join the Reserve Force and train under the Philippine Air Force. We look forward to working with you in the
Thank
future.
you. Thank you so much.
Ang lakas sa kapwa,
Grabe.
babae sila.
I know, diba? Women empowerment is real. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's just a beautiful thing to watch this because, you know, from one moment to another. Ang ganda. Michelle, anything that we can watch out for that you're gonna do? Because I'm sure sobrang busy mo. Anong mga abangan ng mga fans na kagaya namin?
Well, honestly, ako kasi I was able to really make sure na I'm a very multifaceted, multi-passionate queen, from my entrepreneurial ventures to my advocacies, of course, entertainment, fashion. That's the industry that I love. I do have a teleserye coming up with my home network. Kaya abangan niyo po yan. It's very, very exciting. It's a role that plays very close to my personality. Kaya I'm so excited. Of course, may mga collaborations here and there that are waiting to happen. Kaya abangan niyo na lang po. It's very exciting times. Everything happens for a reason, and there's a reason why we're here now.
Maraming salamat po, Miss Universe 2023 Top 10 finalist, Miss Michelle B.
Mga kapatid, Justin Quirino po. Masayang kwentuhan at makapulahang informasyon ang hatid namin tuwing umaga. Kaya mag-subscribe na at mag-follow sa social media pages ng News 5.